This week on Hill and Gully Ride, we find ourselves in the district of Cofals Racecourse in the parish of Clarendon to spend time with and learn about BERYL Auntie B. GILZEAN on the occasion of her 98th birthday. She was born in the said parish and was known for her culinary skills. In the 1960s, she left Jamaica for New York, her 9 children and her husband in tow, where she established a church and gained employment at the Carlisle Hotel. Upon retiring, she returned to Jamaica and picked up right where she left off in her hometown. Here to give some more insights is one of Auntie B's sons.
My mother is so special. I don't even know where to start. There would nothing I would do for my mom. It doesn't matter what. I have to be here just for her birthday. We were here last year. We're back this year again for the same thing because she's a special, special lady. We all call our mom B. We don't say mom, our mother. We say, B, you want $20 now? She will say, me nah none, you know. When we forget it from, it look like money tree and 2 minutes later, $20 roll off in your hand. So that tell you who we're talking about. If she don't have it, she find it somewhere and we have it. So you know, she's special, real special. I don't even remember my mother ever beat me. I haven't never seen my mother mad with me or, you know, she's different, man. She's another world. That's why she lives so long. Blessings. When I was growing up, I play a lot of soccer. My mom never stopped me. She wanted the best for me. I go out there. I was, at the same time, I was doing 5 soccer teams. And it's all because of my mom, the support and all of that, why I become a good soccer player. I was a star and it's all because of support from my mom, why I become a good soccer player. My mom took me to New York and I was still playing ball, but then you know, I merged on to do other things. We actually grew up in church also, so on Sundays we have to be at church, whether we like it or not. And even when we moved to New York and we grown, New York you go to party 4 o'clock in the morning. You know, you go home, you sleep, you get up, you go to party 4 o'clock, and we come back in 8 o'clock. Nobody sleep in the house Sunday morning. Everybody go to church, even though who under the liquor or whatever, they have to go to church. And when we come home, dinner already ready, then we sleep. So that's the kind of discipline we grow up on from our mother. My first Christmas in New York, it was all right because you're coming from Jamaica with a Christmas in Jamaica with the music every corner and you have parties everywhere and you know what I mean, especially watch night. Because remember, we grew up in church. Watch night, we have a church in the district here. It's BERYL Church, because I'm a radio disc jock. I work on 2-3 radio stations right now in Florida. And when I'm on the radio most of the time, you'll hear me talking about BERYL Church. Because I play like The Lord is My Shepherd and a friend of mine from Maypen, a guy named Second Chance. I always play his song, always playing his song. My heart is hungry. So every time it's like a pucker beat in that song. We say, boy, we grew up on this beat in our BERYL Church when we used to go on a Kofo bottom. And we come up and watch night, we wait till the church a pass and the drum a beat and you know what I mean? We follow the church, go and come back. So yeah, you know. Then I moved from New York, I moved to Texas. Texas was a little different. It's not as cold, but it was still a little chilly. And I was, got a good friend of mine. I met him in Texas. So he says, man, I come to Texas, man, and all my money done. And, you know, Texas ain't no place, man. Come to Bahamas. So I say, all right. So we drove down, come to Florida, because to go to Bahamas, live in America, you have to do all the paperwork and stuff. And if you qualified for the job, then they bring you in the country. If you're not qualified, then they won't bring you because first thing what they do, they put the ads in the paper. If anybody in Bahamas can fill that position, you can't go. So I said, what when him fill the position? He said, no man, we are run this, so nobody can get this a job, it's your job. So anyway, I go down and he went down to Bahamas, did the paperwork, come back over, and he said, boy, I look good, but guess what? When I go to Florida, I see mango tree, coconut tree, orange tree. Me say, no sir, this is Jamaica, me not leave again. So I moved to Florida, and when I moved to Florida, they start, my sisters and brothers, because I was the first one to Florida, they all come down and start visiting, and everybody start move to Florida. So, you know what I mean? I did a couple of stations. I don't know if you guys familiar with AAVS. It's a Jamaican radio station in New York, in Florida. I was trained by one of the top disc jock at AAVS, which is John T, a good friend of mine. And then I merged on to I work for Eat 100, a radio station in Florida. And I work for a big station also. And now I'm on Flex FM. I do 4 to 6 on Flex, Sunday Jukebox. And I'm on Mixed Trend Radio and MixLR out of New York, which I did Thursday night gospel, which is a hot show, Thursday night, you know. Sundays I did oldies, like the whole studio ones and stuff like that, and on Flex, FM/TV. So I'm on that every Sunday. What is coming out of Jamaica now, I'll say, it's the younger, you know.
It's not appealing to you guys.
No, I'm not that kind of music person. Like I said, I do gospel and I do studio ones, and a matter of fact, my Sunday show, 4 to 6 on Flex, I'll start off with gospel, then I'll do some R&B souls, and then I do studio ones. So I like 3 categories of music I do on Flex. And then on Mixed Trend MixLR now, which is the internet out of New York, I do straight gospel Thursday night, and it's a hot gospel show. The phone ring off the hook, the chat line, you're looking at 200 and something chat within the 2 hours, so you know, it's a hot show.
So radio is alive and well.
Yes, yes.
Irrespective of what people think about social media and all of that, radio
is great.
Well.
Yep, yep.
Yes.
Hill and Gully Ride is brought to you by the Media Technology Institute.
Want a career in the booming industry of film and television? Register now at the Media Technology Institute to get hands-on training with the industry's best high-definition equipment. We offer other courses in video production, voice and speech, audio engineer, photography, and many more. Call us at 876-922-9214 or visit our office at 37 Arnold Road, Kingston 5. The Media Technology Institute, training the best.
Hill and Gully Ride is brought to you by the Media Technology Institute.
You are watching Hill and Gully Ride, and we're in the district of Coffles, Racecourse, Clarendon, with the family and friends of 98-year-old BERYL Auntie B. GILZEAN. As Auntie B is still inside getting all dolled up for her debut, we continue with stories being told about her.
She bring me 99, go to Prophecy Church. I said, excuse me, you carrying me to church, I'm not married or nothing. And he said, tap it nice. Okay. And gradually I go there and I get married. And she said it was for us to work together. She showed me how to live with people and showed me how to share with my church sisters and brother. And she teach me a thing. And the same way I doing it. Same way, carrying sweetie in my bag and water. For every one of them. I must share it, and she bake the toto and the pudding come there. And she's a mother for the church, and she loves everyone she loves. And she is good in the community. One thing she does, she rough me, but the rough she rough me, I thank God for it. because she made me learn sense. Because when you're young and going to church, you have to have somebody to guide you and protect you. And she said, Sister Bennett, come. Me go do something. I said, why no? You know, see me young and I go in a church. Me I just like it though. And she said, oh, the church don't have a jump set. Me say, what you going to do now for make with it? He say, you know what? Me go bake cake. Me and she put together and do those things. And me say, oh, you go do it? He say, we go unveil the cake. He have a lot of flowers where he get from gift. And he have it, put it down there. And he go pin it on the cake. And if we sell the cake, $150 a slice. And we do it for men's first women Sunday and the man Sunday. And he say, girl, you hear me say if you listen to me, sometimes I don't want to come here. And he say, you're going to listen to me, you know, because me care you come in there. And I say, yes, my mother, yes, my mother. And anyway, she go, she say, tour we have to go. And she tell me just like what she tell me, at that matter. And I grow with it same way. If the Virginia don't have no money, make up it and bring him. She's told me that. She love him, I'm telling you. And if you leave your rough, you know, mean it. You might mean if you make way a sense. Because when we in that grow, you know, say some way for giddy in a church. You go in a church and you come out back. Say you don't have this, you don't have that, yeah. And nobody not give you. Some do it for true. Yeah. Yes, Miss Gilzea every day he say me have to go married. You might tell him, your cousin, you have to go married to her because me want her to come in the church.
Josephine Ricketts, Aunt Bee's friend, has an interesting tale. Usually she would attend Aunt Bee's parties with her husband, but she unfortunately lost him a few years ago. She's feeling especially sad and alone today. Is she really?
In a way, because when you bend your mind to certain things, then eventually you have to accept where you get, because it now go better. If you fret away yourself, you are going to hurt. And his last word to me was, he called me by my name and he said, Josephine. I said, yes. He said, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. That was his last word. So that meaning to say me not fret for him. And on the other hand, no, he did accept the Lord. So so that making no worry me. Cause me just want as me tell my children, them say me would mind if me go to bed and no wake. So long as me know say me spirit and my heart, it is with the Creator. Because some things are going to come upon with we can't, in our last days, that sweetheart. We have to hold up our head. We can't. So, in the early days, when Sister Griffiths and her come to the church and Sister Griffiths introduced her to us. That's how I get to know her. I can't remember the year, but it's quite a long time. And then eventually from there and then, we moved together. Me used to come up here all the while now and again, and my husband, because in the church they did have an extension Sunday school class. And they used to keep it here. And then my husband now was the Sunday school teacher for up here. So eventually, and anytime anything going to happen, Sister GILZEAN always says, Sister Ricketts, where you do there? You see, I don't your business. Then we move with one another. But it so happens that it reached this stage where me couldn't come here again and she couldn't come there. So it that nearness drift apart. But anytime she having her birthday or anything up here, she always invite me. And then now the children them know. when we church burned down, and we did not have a church, we have to worship at the pastor's home. Sister GILZEAN and some children. You know, I don't remember them now because a long time that, you know. And they come from foreign and then farm. They have a bands and then keep concert there for raise money for help with the church. So it's a long time we have come. It's only a pity that the time when we should be together, we can't be together. Because, you know, when you and somebody move and then now you can sit down and remember the old time and you could have said, wait, you remember when you did put your foot there so I me come, you know, then we laugh and go on. You see, but true we live so far. But me never stop remembering Sister GILZEAN. Never stop remembering. But so you go, sweetheart. And we have to just take life as how we get it. You understand me? But when it comes on our church, sweetheart, the only time we not see her or hear from her are when she go up our children them. Cause you know she travel. But as a year she come back, so that harmony gone back again. You understand me?
Hill and Gully Ride is brought to you by the Media Technology Institute. Hill and Gully Ride is brought to you by the Media Technology Institute.
In the district of Coffles Racecourse, Clarendon is where we are today on Hill and Gully Ride with the family and friends of BERYL GILZEAN on the occasion of her 98th birthday celebration. On the previous side of the break, Josephine Ricketts, a close friend of close to 50 years, was speaking of the relationship she had with the 98-year-old. Miss Ricketts was born in Trelawney. Now, what is her story? How did she end up in Hayes, Clarendon?
I'm not going to tell you my business. But everybody are going to know my business now.
You take a bus.
My mother was living up here. I don't know how she come up here, but she was living here. And then now, she want me to come get some of the view. Because you ever hear one time say they have upper area money, I'll push in a glass, wash glass, something like so. Yes man, down a Lionel Town. You never hear about it. No. So me want to come see now. And figure, because if them have money I wash glass and me not have the money, me can't take out. When them comes like then tray, me can go pick up here and put it for dry.
Paper money?
Then you can use silver money wash glass. You can't use silver money, you have to use paper money. Me don't know if it's true, you know, but I will me hear. But when me come up here now, me don't see that.
So then trick you?
So but I saw me here.
Yes.
And my mother were living up here now, and she was, you know, a bird. Then when I hear where they fly, then call it plane, a bird, you know. She was going away, you know, and she want, if we can take our things, them now, if we carry go where we live. So she, right, so that's how me come up here. So after me come up, let me take time to talk, make them know here when me I say, after me come up here, no, me nobody go back home. So I saw me come over here.
Patsy, the daughter, and Pops, who deceased, we were very good friends. And we lived in Manchester Resource at the time. I migrated to New York in the 60s, and then she followed in the 70s, and we live in the same house for years, and we were like family. She's a loving person. She's a no-nonsense person. She liked to dress up. She liked to give our little jokes. We would go to work and we would come back home, and we would live like one happy family. It was a lot of us living together at the time, and then we all go our separate ways, but we were still in contact with each other because we were like family. Yeah.
We all grew up saying Auntie B because she was the first grandchild for our grandmother. So when we come along, each one of us say Auntie B. And she didn't mind. It was a joy hearing us call her Auntie B. Auntie B come a long way. She worked very hard for her children. Auntie B was a no-nonsense person. Anything she set her mind to, she accomplished. I remember once, I was small at that time, about 14, 15. Auntie B had a shop in Milk River, and the school was nearby. Auntie B used to prepare lunch for those children, and every day those children would come by the shop to purchase their lunch. And it was a joy because I was one of them that helped to prepare the lunch for the children. Myself and Patsy, we were the head cook and bottle washer, as you would say, because everything that Auntie B wanted to accomplish, she had to confirm Patsy. And we come a long way. I remember she used to do a little selling of lunch to workers at the field. Auntie B would cook. We had a donkey, and she would pack the lunch, and we would take it to the field, and the men would get their lunch. And it was such a joy because each day they were looking forward for their lunch. When Auntie B was traveling, she would come home, especially Christmas time. And Auntie B would buy grocery, and she packed them out, she and Patsy, and make small package. And every elderly person in this district would get a package.
And riders, this is where we leave Auntie B, family, friends, and Coval's district in Clarendon for this week. There is much more to come, so feel free to join us same time, same place for the finale next week. Until then, we make our way up the hill. As promised, we are back in the community of Coval's district, Racecourse, Clarendon, with the family and friends of 98-year-old BERYL Auntie B GILZEAN. Last week we heard how much of a caring and devout Christian she is. Today, we continue with stories about her. First up is daughter Patsy.
I can't even comprehend. She's such a special person, a God-blessed person. The things that she do for others. She always tried to do the best for her children. She loves her kids. She would give you anything that she knows that you desire. She always tried to give her kids good schooling, and she always make us comfortable, no matter what. She teach us the right things. There's a lot that I can't even remember to go that back far. I remember she did have a sewing machine and she would sew. I don't remember her as a dressmaker. She probably was before my time, but I know she has so many boys, and if their clothes needed mending, she would use her machine. She would make like little tablecloth, you know, the little dialies with, after you do that crochet, she would do the edges, you know. She uses the machine for whenever she needed. I can remember right here in this yard, she used to get up early in the morning, bake her sweet potato pudding, bake her cornmeal pudding. At that time it was used to be where you have that fire coal and you put the pan on the bottom and the ashes on the thing on top. And she made the best sweet potato pudding, cornmeal pudding with the cream on top. She used to, there's a place not far from here, where they call it Scale, Paradise, where the cane used to weigh. She would bake her goods, fried saltfish, fried dumpling, and I have a glass case that she would make all those stuff. And two of my brothers used to take it over. They used to call that Paradise, Waterwell Paradise, where they weigh the cane. So two of my brothers would take that over to there in the morning on their way to school, and then she would make that ginger beer and take it over where she do her selling. And I know she does that for a while to help out. And then when we moved our other home to Milk River at Clifton, right across from the Milk River School, there was a shop that she rented. And that's where she did a lot of selling there. The school kids, most of the school kids didn't eat school lunches. So at lunchtime they used to come in and buy their lunch. As a child going to school, I had to help her a lot. I used to go over on recess time and cut the bread. You know, they used to have those long bread. So the kids used to buy 2p bread, penny butter, and you butter the bread and give them, and they used to make the lemonade in the kerosene pan. So the kids used to call for 2p bread and penny butter and a glass of lemonade. For me as a child, when lunchtime, I have to help out in the shop. That was always a part of my job. Any business she has, I have to help out. And when the first bell ring, that's when I hurry and eat my lunch and get back to school before the second bell. She did very well there, and after a while, she decided that she wanted to build a shop here. So she made a shop here, and she came back up and did some business. And during that business, she had a club. She had a big dance hall back there. And that club, as a child, I grew up into that business. But they were like Sounding System, Stone Love, Supertone, all those music, John Minor, they came here. They used to have a music runoff where they would make their name here. We used to have boxing matches. And people would come here and do their boxing. We used to have concerts. She was a lady that in her younger days, she used to act. There was a man by the name of Shadow, and she used to go to the theater with them. She was in that comedy business. She was a very famous person. She was that person, jovial, you know. She would do anything and make people happy. But, you know, she did that for a while. And after a while, she decided she was going to migrate to the States. She has 9 kids. And one went to England, which is the older sister. And all 8 of us, including my father, make 9 of us, she took to the United States. She had lost 3 sons. Well, her first son, which is the one that I follow, he's buried over there. If you guys gonna go to the grave, yes. Her grandmother that she talks about all the time, my brother is buried next to her. And then the second son, when she lost him, he has a place further up there, so he came home and buried there. The third son is the one after me. He was the pastor. His body didn't come home. He was buried in America.
Something has piqued our interest. Riders, how did Auntie B balance the life of an avid Christian with that of a dance hall owner?
Even though she had a club here, she was a business person. She was, I'm not saying she couldn't dance, I don't know, but she was so busy doing business, okay? But she found a church over there, and that was a Church of God of Prophecy Church. And that church was located on St. James Place in Brooklyn. And she was under the leadership of Bishop Knight. And when they decided, it was a small church, they decided, okay, they have to find a bigger church when all the Jamaicans, they start coming in. She was one of the first person that started cooking in her house to make, you know, some money. And there comes another lady from England, Sister Michael, God rest her soul, she died. And they all get together and start to cook into their church. In the church, they started cooking and selling and make money from it to buy the first property that they bought in New York. And I think this is somewhere off Rutland Road and Brooklyn Avenue, till they bought 2 other property and built a big church. Right now in the church, they have a plaque up there that she was one of the first founding member of that church. When she retired and she came home here, she found a church here, the church, she told you, Church of God of Prophecy Church. I think she was under the leadership of a female pastor, Pastor Evans. And something happened to that church, and my mother started working towards, she knows best, to do a building fund till they build the church that they have at Lyland Town there. 9 children. 53 grandchildren, 93 great-grand, and I think she have 11 greater-grand. So she lived to see her 4th generation. God bless her.
Hill and Gully Ride is brought to you by the Media Technology Institute.
Want a career in the booming industry of film and television? Register now at the Media Technology Institute to get hands-on training with the industry's best high-definition equipment. We offer other courses in video production, voice and speech, audio engineer, photography, and many more. Call us at 876-922-9214 or visit our office at 37 Arnold Road, Kingston 5. The Media Technology Institute, training the best.
Hill and Gully Ride is brought to you by the Media Technology Institute.
You are watching Hill and Gully Ride, and we are still at the celebration of the 98th birthday of BERYL Auntie B. GILZEAN in Coffles District Racecourse, Clarendon. Here with his thoughts is her son, Glenn.
Well, my mother is very special, not only to me, but to the whole entire family and the whole entire community. The reason why we call her B, her name is BERYL, but instead of everybody calling her BERYL, they call her Auntie B, B. You know, every family have a name that they use, not the previous name that they were born with. They give her like a nickname. Whenever I do anything wrong, she always take you and scold you. She don't make you get away with it. She said she have to be disciplined. And that was one of her greatest things, to be disciplined. Because you have some kids now who tell their mother all kind of word and walk away like nothing. We've never done that. We can't do that. Because you know if we try that, you know what happened, right? Yeah man, fire upon the tail. She always baked cake, you know. In fact, I can bake too. Because, you know, when you grow up in an environment where you watch your parents do certain things, then you start doing the same thing too. I get up and I bake cake and she says, oh, this tastes good. Where did you learn to bake? I said, I watch you.
Do you know how to bake the potato pudding too? Hella top, hella bottom, and
Hallelujah in the middle. Yeah, we have to have that. I used to put the coal fire on top of the zinc and fire at the bottom of it, so the hallelujah in the middle.
She usually keep
dance, big dance, because our father did have a sound system, John Minot sound system. He have another one from Lioneltown, Supertone Masters, and he have Santex, and they used to come by Friday night time or Saturday night time. Before they have the dance, they used to have dancing contests. The children used to enter in dancing contests. I was one of the contestants into the dance group and his son. And we usually dance in black and white. And after that, the dancing will start. And she has present to give to who come first, second, or third into the contest. She always giving. I remember one night they having dance around there. And all of us come down, but we cannot go into the dance hall, because she's a strict and sturdy woman. We have to stay inside. So I saw the machine inside the room. So I turned on the light. I never find any cloths because I did small. So I said, I'm going to try to sew. I push my finger underneath I sit up and push my finger underneath the needle and press, and it go right down into my hand. And I cry out and somebody hear and say, why I do it? And they come and ice it up, take time, ice it up till the needle come out and they dress it. I never went to the hospital or anything where they dress it for me.
I know Miss B from I was born because she's my family. And she's so nice to me when I was a little bit. And June was my best friend and my cousin. And every time when we was little, me and June used to play with her doll. And June always kind to me. His mother was living in America. Every time she get close, she share it with me. And I remember those memories. And I wish Miss B a happy, prosperous birthday, and may she live to see many, many more.
I'm the eldest of all of them. I can't even remember much of them now, but I'm the eldest. But she never eased me up. If she said, move the stone before I get back in the home, move it, because you're going to be in trouble if you don't. And when I say trouble, you're getting a thump? Yes. Don't mess with that lady you see in there. She is hard working, very, very hard working. She doesn't like to see her children they idle. So she always have something for us to do. She would make her fried fritters, or fried dumpling, or ginger beer, or saltfish, or whatever. And she would pack it in her little tray. Not a little tray actually, it's a big tray that's big enough to hold everything that she cooks. Where she took it on a more working day, there was a scale house over Paradise, just over there. That's where she used to take all our goodies and sell it. What? And I've been the first of all of us as children. I'll get the worst part of it. I have to carry either the ice bucket on my head from this home here to take it over to the scale house in them days, to put it down until she comes with a tray full of goodies, and then I can go to school. If I forget, she never eaved me up. She warned me when I come in, don't let it happen again. That's my living. She was so exact and want us to be the best that we can when we grow up, that she never eased us up. When I go to school some morning, I can't write because I have to grate the ginger to make the ginger beer to take to the scale house to sell. So I go with ginger in my hand. But in my days, you didn't take it making nothing as a child, because you just have to do what your parents say you ought to do. So that's it. I never really have a problem with my mom growing up until when I was in my teen. When I was in my teen, I kind of get a problem with her because I couldn't get to school on a Friday I can do from Monday to Thursday, but not on Friday. And I get annoyed. And I remember her mom, my grandma, she looked at me one day and she said, Navi, why you look so sad? I said, I'm not sad. But she said, yes, you're sad. And I said, well, nothing wrong with me, really. I just would like to go to school on a Friday. And she looked at me and said, you really want to go to school on a Friday? And I said, yes. And she said, all right. You're going to go to school on a Friday. That mother of yours is not going to keep you at home, yeah? And the following Friday, I was off, and every other Friday I was at school because my grandma, her mom, makes sure that I'm not going to carry that ice on my head to put down at the scale house, nor the box of ginger beer. So we were cool then.
Hill and Gully Ride is brought to you by the Media Technology Institute. Hill and Gully Ride is brought to you by the Media Technology Institute.
In the backyard of 98-year-old BERYL Auntie B. GILZEAN in Couples District Racecourse, Clarendon is where we are today at her birthday celebrations. Now riders, we have been hearing from Auntie B's relatives and friends. We got word that she was all dolled up and ready to speak with us. Her dress was so beautiful. We had to comment, but guess what? It was in fact not a brand new dress. According to her, she made it some time ago. Did you? Really, Auntie B?
Yes, I saw my dress. I have my machine. Everything me wear me. I me do it. Because I have the machine.
She's very good at baking also.
Oh, you just
bake.
Make more business.
You tell her you used to bake toto.
Hmm?
You used to bake toto and sweet potato pudding.
You know that already.
Yes, but you know, we would like you to tell her what you used to do in your younger days. You used to cook.
And do everything.
Yes, and make the ginger beer. You let Navlet grate the ginger till it burn up our hand. You don't do them there no more. Okay.
Not today. Me have the people then come here, come look for me. And this is there. We're not doing it.
Auntie B had to cut the interview short as she did not want to keep her guests waiting.
Time for me go now. The people them is here with me.
Most righteous eternal Father, our God and our King, as we are gathered on this joyous occasion, celebrating another milestone. Aunt B here, God is celebrating. We pray that we'll be here next year again to celebrate with her as your will, as you have allowed to happen, as you have desired. Lord, have your own way. Let your name be praised, let your name be glorified. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
She always say, don't give her no flowers when she's dead. She want it while she's alive.
Yes.
And so that's what we're doing right now. We're giving it to her while she's alive. God bless.
And you know, I'm happy to have everyone here. And I think we don't want to wait until she's 100. I think this is a perfect time to do it with her. She always tells us her grandmother lived to be 108. And she gonna live as long as her.
That's right.
So we know that. Does she look like somebody gonna go anytime soon?
Wow.
I love you, Lord. For your mercy never failed me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up till I lay my head, I will sing
of the goodness of God. Said all my life you have been faithful. Oh yeah. All my life you have been so good. And every breath that I am able, Lord, I will sing of the goodness of God. What a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. Oh yeah. Angels bow before him. Heaven and earth adore him. What a mighty God we serve. Everybody has to know. Everybody has to know. Everybody has to know. Everybody has to know who Jesus is. Everybody has to know. Everybody has to know. Everybody has to know who Jesus is. I said he's the lily of the valley. Oh yes, I need the bright and morning star. Bright and morning star. Oh, he's the exalted thousand. I said everybody has to know. In the rock, high. In the shadow, I will abide. When the storms of life are raging over me, in the rock, high. Oh yes, in the rock, high. Yes, Lord. In the shadow, I will abide. When the storms of life they're raging over me, in the rock, high.
Yes, riders, this is where we take our leave of Auntie B and her many family and friends. The love and joy surrounding her was evident. This is a kind of love that warms one's heart. We bid all farewell and make our way up the hill.
Thank you for watching Hill and Gully Ride.